Hey everybody, happy trails MTB. Cold, rainy day here in late November, so what better thing to do than some bike maintenance? Actually, yesterday I was out riding the Stache and had an unfortunate catastrophic failure with the rear wheel. Cracked my carbon Bontrager rear wheel. And so that's at the Trek store now, looking at some warranty replacement. And since we're doing that, I thought I would do some other things here. My one-up dropper post, I have 3 of them, by the way. We have 3 bikes here in the household, 3 mountain bikes, and all 3 have the one-up dropper post. I love them. Well, you wouldn't call it the best dropper post money can buy. It's arguably the best dropper post money can buy for the money. They're pretty affordable, super reliable. I like them because they have the shortest overall length, so you can do a longer dropper. But this one is the first one I got, and it's a little clunky. And it's just not running super smoothly. You can see there on the post, it's just not looking great. So time for a quick little service. And let's see how we can revive this and make it work just like brand new again. I've got the stuff laid out that I'm gonna need for this job. Shop towels. Your one-up dropper post comes with the lube for doing this job, as well as the shims or the keys to change the length. Because you can shim these down by up to, I believe it's 20 millimeters. And we're gonna talk about that a little bit later after we service this one. So super easy to service if you've never done it before. By the way, if you don't have any of that lube there, and I've got the isopropyl alcohol also to clean things off, but some Slick Honey will work really well too, in case you didn't have any of that lube. So I'm gonna drop the post just a little bit, and I should be able to loosen this collar with my hands, which I can. And so what we'll do now is unscrew that, lift it up, and pop the dropper back up. See if we can work this sleeve out. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, get a rag. You know what? I got a truck. I don't really need a rag right now. Just spray some ISO there. And then I'm going to spray the stanchion here. Wipe this all down while taking care to clean all the gunk off of the seal there. Now that we've done that, liberally apply some lube here. Okay. And we're gonna tighten the collar back up. Really, you just finger tight. You don't need a ratchet strap or anything like that. Finger tight. And that is step 1. The other thing we're gonna wanna do is, these are pressurized, and I've noticed, I actually just serviced the one on the stump jumper, and it was way low on pressure, and I'll bet you this one is as well. And so, the other thing we will need for the job is our high pressure shock pump. So first I'm going to take the saddle off, and then we're going to go ahead and look at the air pressure and also maybe tighten this thing up because there's a little bit of play up here. So that's next. And so this was kind of a dark gray when we pulled it out, but I've cleaned it up and it's mostly back to being kind of a whitish, translucent. And I jumped the gun earlier and put the collar back on before cleaning this up and putting this back in. So we're going to do that. Again, drop that a little bit there. As you can see, I've taken the saddle off. And let's take a look over here. Up top we have a cap. Little Schrader valve cap. So we just got to unscrew that. Okay, so we have the top cap off. Let's see how much air is in here. One Up recommends between 250 and 300 psi. I like to go straight to 300. And sure enough, we're at like 190 right now. So that will affect the return rate on this thing. And 300. And so I've tightened up also the stanchion. There's no play anymore. Stanchion? Is it a stanchion? Is it a shaft? I said shaft. Let's see how it works. Smooth as butter. And that, my friends, is how you do a quick little 10-15 minute service on your one-up dropper post. Keeps it working like butter for years. But wait, there's more. We got one other project we're going to tackle in just a minute. Stand by. All right, now I got the Trail Kids bike. I've got her Liv. It also has a one-up dropper post. This one is pretty new, functions perfectly. I'm not really ready to service this thing right now, but what I am going to do, when I bought this for her, I was looking for a 120. And they were sold out, and the only thing they had was a 150. So I went with it, and it was just a little bit too tall for her, so we shimmed it down to 130. Well, it's been 6 months. She's grown, of course, so I'm going to bring this thing back up to 150, at which point I will probably have the only kid in America that is 8 years old riding a 150 millimeter dropper post. So it was super easy to shim it down. Should be just as easy to shim it back up. So again, we're gonna loosen this collar. Oh. Okay. You can see that guy there looks really good. So now you can see the keys, and they're right in there, and that's what prevents the dropper from going further down. Now, can I extract these without losing them out here in the rain? It's a good question. There's one. If you're working out like me, a pickup truck tailgate makes a perfect workbench. Is another one. I even found it. I have gobs of these things, so if I lose them, lose these keys, I'm not really super worried about it. By the way, these picks are, I use them all the time for projects with the bike, and they were super cheap at Harbor Freight, so If you don't have any, I would recommend running out and getting some. Alright, so we've removed the 6 keys that shimmed it down. Each key, again, represents 10 millimeters. And now we're just gonna tighten this collar back up. There we have 150 millimeter 1-up dropper post. All right, so we've got the trail kid herself out here. She is not dressed up to ride. She is dressed up for a Thanksgiving dinner. It's not Thanksgiving today, but we're having another Thanksgiving dinner because that's how this works, right? And I made your dropper a little bit longer, so let's test it out. So get on your pedals. Get on your pedals, stand up, and we'll lift that joker up, okay? Now, like we do, let's put this all the way down. Pretty good extension. We need to raise that seat up a little bit more. All right, but you have a longer dropper now, so you'll be ready to tear up the trails again.
Like a roller coaster going down.
That's right. Thanks for watching today. I hope you learned something about how to service your 1-up dropper post and how to shim it up or down. And as always, stay rowdy, my friends.
Bye!